26F inspection, available in StationSMARTS, is available to departments that need an inspection when a single family or multifamily inspection is required on the sale of the property. This is very common in Massachusetts, but the form is available for multifamily as well. It's available in the property module under the Forms tab. And you can see here, I've already created one, smoke detector CO alarm inspection. It is called a 26F in Mass, so that would be that inspection. When we open the inspection, this is optimized for the iPad and it's a paperless process. So all of the codes that you're going to need for the inspection are available within the form. And you can see part one that we're looking at. It's all of the information you're going to need essentially to set up the form. So your inspection information is available here. The build permit date came over from the property record, so that's already pre-filled. You can also change that date if there's been a change since that information was put into StationSMARTS. You've also got the house number visible from the street. This is a specific requirement in Massachusetts, so the form can't be completed based on your settings unless that is a yes. For other departments, maybe that are outside of Massachusetts, you can have that turned off. You can also record the number of dwellings here, so this makes it easy to track those multi-families. And you can track the date and time of the inspection. When you go to the bottom of the form, the signature actually comes from your employee record. So this is going to automatically copy over whenever you choose your name in the inspector name. And then we have two different comments that are available on the bottom of the form. The first comment is only within StationSMARTS. It's never going to go out on any communication. You're not going to see it in an email of any kind. So this would be from inspector to inspector, or maybe the person that's scheduling the inspection needs to let the inspector know something. They can post that information here to the notes field. So this is a great way to do that. Maybe they need to put in a phone number that you need to call in case of the inspection, or beware of dog, any kind of note like that. That's good here. The inspector's comments is going to show only on the failure report. And this is just to clarify the other items that are going to already be listed on that report in the case of a failure. Part two of this form is all of the codes. These are based on the build permit date. So if we were to change this date, I'm actually going to change this to something in the 2000s. You can see that the codes automatically change to match that range. And all of these codes are set up in your settings. So if your department needs a range of codes, this is the requirements based on Mass Code. But you can set these up to be whatever your state requirements are. And on the iPad, you just come through here with your finger and you can tap the ones that are green, mark the ones that are failures if there is a failure. And there's also these image captures here on the bottom to allow you to take pictures of those failures. You'll notice the comments that are on part one are also available on part two. So if you have any comments that come up as you're doing your codes, you can go ahead and click that. If anyone has any questions about a failure, you actually have the documentation right at your tips, and this is true on the iPad as well. You click that I, and the documentation that you've attached is available here. Also places for you to attach further documentation if there's a need. So you can actually work through those codes with the questioning party and make sure all of their questions are answered with those failures. Once you've done the inspection, in the case of a failure, we're going to click Share. It automatically asks if we want to do a reinspection. This would just take us back to the form and allow us to fill out the date and time here. I'm going to say no because it doesn't affect me at the moment. And we get two different options. We can either do a print and save, and this is in the case of printing out a hard copy form, or we can do the email. When we choose email, we still get to see the forms. You'll see here it lists out those failure items, and it gives that place for the inspector's comments. So if I had filled in that field, we would have had an item there. Also, there's a place for the seller's signatures. This was the overview of the smoke detector inspection in StationSMARTS.